Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC16 Today.
Good morning and welcome to NBC16 Today. I'm KAITLYN McCormick. We'll take a look at our top story shortly, but first let's check in with Genevieve Melzer over at the Weather Center. Genevieve, I'm hoping you're going to tell me it's going to warm up a little bit.
Well, Keely, the good news is it's going to, so that is great to know, but we do have some rain coming our way. But first, I want to talk about this lunar eclipse that's basically, I just saw this on my way to work, and I want you guys to send me your photos. It's a lunar eclipse, and it's a super blood moon. The coolest thing, this was taken by Josh Cozart, our lead meteorologist. Send me your photos if you took any pictures of the moon to NBC16.com/chime-in, because I want to see your pictures. This is such a cool event. But currently outside, I would show you the moon on our tower camera, but we have so much cloud and fog this morning that you really can't see anything out there from our tower camera here on Blanton. Temperatures in the 40s, 41 degrees currently. And yes, we're going to be dealing with this cloud cover for the rest of your morning, as we do have limited visibility along the coast and along the I-5 corridor today, and that's going to last into your morning. We do see that kind of clear out later on this morning. No rain to speak of currently. We did see a little bit yesterday, but that's going to change, and we're waking up to temperatures in the 40s and 50s, and that's a lot colder than what we were seeing. So are we going to warm up like we did or like we have been? I'll tell you all about that coming up in my full forecast. Back to you, Keely.
Thanks, Genevieve. Well, cities across the country are debating whether to defund their police departments. The idea is a rallying cry among some protesters, but at the same time, violent crime is up in the U.S. across major cities. In some of those cities, elected officials responding by pledging to reprogram money from police budgets to other social services. But the movement to slash police budgets is facing serious headwinds. Even the slogan, "Defund the Police," had itself become a political football, and the debate among Democrats proving to be anything but on the same page.
Have essentially already begun pursuing a defunding of the police.
Defund the police is the wrong approach for New York City.
I'm going to take $1 billion from the New York City Police Department.
Our communities are over-policed and under-resourced.
We must have a police department that we trust.
We got to root out the bad apples, and let's go forward with a good, solid program.
Not defunding the police.
And due to a recent spike in violent crime in cities, has some politicians wanting to spend more money on police. And even among the most vocal supporters of defunding the police, some aren't calling for the outright abolishment of law enforcement, but instead strategic and incremental cuts they believe are desperately needed.
We've never said defund the police and just don't do anything with those dollars. We said defund the police and invest those dollars in the things that actually make communities safe. We begin by removing police from places we can all agree they don't belong.
The defund the police movement, crime, like in Los Angeles, where homicides up over 26% since the same time last year. City officials voted last year to cut $150 million from the police department's budget. But now, after a unanimous city council vote, the mayor is poised to add millions of dollars to the LAPD. And at this time, the White House says it's still negotiating for a police reform bill, but says it doesn't have an update on that timeline. Violence broke out last night in the city of Portland yet again. A riot declared in the city as well following events to commemorate George Floyd. A group of demonstrators gathered outside of the Justice Center around 8 p.m. for planned events, but it all quickly spiraled out of control. Around 9 p.m. fireworks were set off and a dumpster was lit on fire and pushed close to the Justice Center. This all led police to declare an unlawful assembly. People then marched to City Hall and broke windows. Police say water bottles and eggs were thrown at officers. That's when police declared a riot and ordered the crowd to disperse. It's unclear if any arrests were made during the night. In Oregon, there are 9 pieces of police reform legislation being considered by lawmakers in Salem. The majority of them have already passed the State House and are being reviewed in the Senate. Senator James Manning says he expects all these bills to pass the legislature and be signed into law. But he says it's not just laws that need change. 21st century policing also calls on a change for behavior and mindset. Manning says these changes refer to a model of what used to be.
I want the public to know that this is a commitment to right the wrongs of a system that's designed to hurt, harm people of color especially.
The senator says police reform should focus on officer screening. Coming up later in the newscast, we'll dig a little deeper as to what these House bills are and what exact changes Oregon lawmakers are proposing for the future. Night shift officers with the Springfield Police Department are expected to start using body cameras today. The department started training with the cameras Monday, and the city secured funding for the cameras last year. It had been at risk of being cut because of revenue shortfalls from the pandemic. Well, the World Health Organization says COVID-19 cases are down 14% worldwide. It says deaths are down 2%, and according to the WHO, the European region's reporting the biggest decline. Despite the global drop, the organization notes that cases and deaths still remain high in some countries. Let's take a look now at the latest coronavirus cases statewide here. The Oregon Health Authority reporting 424 new cases as of Tuesday, with 4 new deaths. This bringing the state total to over 199,000 and raising the death toll to 2,628. Lane County continues to inch its way towards that 65% vaccination threshold for moving into low risk. Public Health reports today that a little more than 7,800 need to get at least the first dose. The county sent a vaccine equity plan to Oregon Health Authority for review. You can read that plan on our website, NBC16.com. This afternoon, lawmakers will get an update on the pandemic response as well as efforts to get kids back into class for in-person learning. OHA Director Patrick Allen will talk with a State House subcommittee on the response and vaccination efforts. Oregon Department of Education Director Colt Gill will give testimony on return to learn efforts after that. And the governor's office released new county risk levels on Tuesday. Here in our area, Lane, Douglas, and Linn County will still remain in high risk. Benton County will remain in low, and Coos County meets the criteria for high risk, but will be given a 2-week cautionary period at moderate risk. In total, there will be 15 counties in high, 18 will be in low risk, and 3 in moderate. Big news coming out of Oregon State University as they've announced their plans for an in-person graduation June 11th. What allowed the school to move forward with the decision was Benton County's move to low risk and their vaccination rates. OSU's announcement came after senior Emily McKillip started an online petition for an in-person event. She started it originally for friends and other students, but it quickly took off, gaining signatures from people in other states and even overseas.
I figured it would stay between like students and their parents, but it has gone way past that to people who probably don't even know a graduating senior but just want to help, which we really appreciate.
The petition received over 3,000 signatures. That event is for both 2020 and 2021 graduates, but no family members or guests are allowed. On June 12th, OSU will have a virtual commencement. Here in Eugene, the University of Oregon is also having a virtual commencement ceremony on June 12th. An in-person grad parade will follow. UO recently announced actor Ty Burrell, best known for Modern Family, will be the keynote speaker. Well, happening today, the Eugene 4J School District's holding a virtual open house for the new Commerce Ridge School. The new school is being funded by a 2018 bond measure. The community will be able to weigh in on early design concepts tonight. You can view the virtual open house on the district website at 6. If you're not able to make it, the session will be posted online later. Some exciting news this morning. The Lane County Fair will return in 2021. The event's set for July 21st through July 25th. In April, organizers said the fair would go on if state guidance allowed. The fair issued this statement this morning. It reads in part, "Through times of uncertainty, the Lane County Fair staff continue to plan the fair, hoping that this day would come. That hard work and dedication has paid off as our gates will open to fair fans Wednesday, July 21st through Sunday, July 25th, end quote. North Bend Mayor Jessica Engelke is the first female mayor in North Bend, and she's now been in office for 6 months. One of her accomplishments so far is getting levy funding to reopen the North Bend Municipal's pool. She and the North Bend City Council have also made a commitment to create partnerships to better serve the region instead of focusing just on North Bend alone.
There has been opportunities for me to do some things with the Coos Bay Mirror. We are working with all of the tribes in the community and just doing everything that we can to have strong partnerships so that we can have a better community. So communication with all of those different entities are up 100%.
You can learn more about the mayor by heading over to our website, NBC16.com. Now, take a look at this next story. A 10-year-old girl in Roseburg is leading the charge to help make the wishes of 41 kids in Southern Oregon come true. ALENE Campbell had her wish granted back in 2019, and now she's trying to do the same for others. NBC16's David Ochoa has that story.
ALENE Campbell is battling cystic fibrosis. 2 years ago, Make-A-Wish made her wish come true by building her a barn for her animals.
Well, it's holding all my 4-H stuff and graft calves, animals I wouldn't have anywhere to put right now if I didn't have the barn.
Campbell knows what it's like to have a wish granted, so now she's helping other kids all over Southern Oregon. She's raising money for Make-A-Wish's Walk for Wishes.
Allie was so impacted by her wish that she wanted to help make a difference in the lives of kids in her own community like her, who are waiting for their wish to come true right now.
I'm raising money for her so that there's other kids that have medical issues right now like me, so they can have a wish and they can have something fun to do.
ALENE's Caring Corral has raised close to $10,000 for 41 kids in 7 counties. She's currently Make-A-Wish's top fundraiser for Oregon.
It's simply amazing, and that's going to grant so many wishes. It's going to make such a difference, and we're so grateful.
Right now, she has her sights set on her goal of raising $10,000.
Just think it was truly so special to watch her build these connections within her community and to watch her own community rally behind her to help make future wishes come true.
Campbell tells me she's excited to be able to help other kids experience the same feeling she had when her wish came true. Reporting from Douglas County, I'm David Ochoa.
Thanks, David. You can donate to ALENE's Caring Corral by going to oregon.wish.org/ALENE. Well, it is now 5:12. Coming up next on NBC16 today, as Memorial Day is approaching and more people are getting vaccinated, health experts still warn to be safe. We'll have everything you need to know when we come back. Plus, Lane County continues to move towards that vaccination goal for moving down to low risk. We'll break that down when we return on NBC16 today.
We're waking up to a lot of cloud cover this morning. We had rain yesterday. Will we be seeing more rain, and how will this impact your weekend? I'll have all the details coming up.